Testing, testing, testing. Welcome to the final Connect series keynote speaker session as part of KSBL SiMERGE 2021 powered by Engro Corporation. This is one of the biggest student body events in Pakistan where the most competent and intelligent participants from universities and the corporate world have battled it out in an intensive 3-day event, and the results are being finalized as we speak. In the meantime, let's get to our keynote session of the day. Our final guest is Mr. Ghias Khan, the CEO of Engro Corporation.
Mr. Khan has made several considerable contributions to Engro in the form of growth initiatives, strategies, and transformations. Mr. Khan also serves as chairman on the boards of Engro Fertilizers Limited, Engro Polymer and Chemicals Limited, Enfrashire, and Engro Energy Limited. Previously, Mr. Khan was serving as executive director at Dow Hercules Corporation. Mr. Khan has an MBA in Finance from Institute of Business Administration. Since he could not join us today due to travel commitments, he has sent us a pre-recorded session that we will just hear now, as he could not miss a chance to address SiMERGE participants. Let's hear Mr. Ghias Khan's thoughts on reskilling the workforce. Thank you.
There was a report done by the World Economic Forum in 2018 which stated that in 20 of the largest economies across the world, there will be around 75 million odd jobs which will become irrelevant. More importantly, there'll be another 133 million jobs or skills that will be required. Now, that's a staggering number, and that tells you how important it is for the workers all around the world to reskill themselves, and how technology is playing a huge role in this entire change. Pakistan is not any different. Just because of COVID, we've got around 12 million jobs that are currently at risk. We've got a bulging youth population where 64% of the people in Pakistan are below the age of 30. And the unemployment, of course, being the 6th most populous country in the world, of people who are below the age of 30 is very unhealthy at around 8.5%. And that just gives us perspective of how important it will be for us to reskill ourselves and to keep up with the technology trends. The good thing is that there are lots of institutions in Pakistan who are working towards that. There are a lot of programs which are being spearheaded by the government. Also, there are lots of organizations, both local organizations who have now realized that they need to transform themselves. So they are on their paths of digital transformation, and hence are offering opportunities for all those people who choose to invest in themselves and get reskilled. There are a number of interventions that Engro is doing with our own internal teams, but the value chains in which we operate in particular. We established the Engro Leadership Academy 2 years ago, which is going to be focused on various leadership programs, but also on teaching some of the new skills, particularly in areas of technology and digital. We ourselves are implementing SAP and numerous other tools on top of it. Last year was a very good year for us from an outreach perspective, where we were able to automate our value chains by providing tools and trainings to our dealers who were able to transact with us using the technology platforms. Over the years, we have imparted technical training at our vocational training centers in Turkey. Over the years, we have trained about 50,000 farmers in various farming techniques. We have worked with dairy farmers, brought in specialists from Europe to help them enhance their yields. We have worked in areas of sustainable fishing and numerous others. And we will continue to invest in reskilling of people and our own people, as well as the value chains in which we operate. A lot has changed in the work environment, both from an employee and an employer perspective. If I go back 2 decades ago, things like office timings and everything used to be so important. Showing up to work at 9, staying on till 6, 7, or even later at times. But now the trend has changed. It's not about how much time you spend in office, it's about what work you actually produce. Now, yes, there are certain roles, but particularly on our sites, at our plants, where there are shift operations and timing and everything, one has to be very mindful of it. But there are lots of jobs out there, lots of other functions within Engro, outside, where the focus is now turning more to what you deliver in your work, as opposed to how much time you spend at work, and also opposed to what time is it that you like working. So that amount of flexibility is available to the employees in many ways. And we saw that in COVID, right? Because everyone was working from home, working at odd hours. So it really came down to the productivity of the employees and what work they do, rather than what time and how much time they spend in office. Another thing which has now become a lot more prevalent is working in teams, in collaboration. And I think the technology tools of today is what has really propelled that. So not just working within teams, but working within divisions, different departments, different companies, as in our case, because we're a diversified conglomerate. So it's, collaboration has gone to the next level, and the tools available allow for that to happen. And that's not something which used to be as common in the years gone by. What is, from an employer perspective, what I've also experienced is that young employees that are coming into the workforce, they're also very mindful and of the larger purpose of the organization. That what is the larger purpose that we're serving, in terms of our duties to not just our shareholders, but duties to the overall stakeholders. And I think employees are demanding that we stay mindful of our impact to the environment, to the societies at large, to the people who work in our value chains, to our employees. And employees are really demanding that from employers, and I think which is also a great thing, because and especially that's something I've experienced at a company like Engro. What helps us and motivates us coming to work every morning is that our businesses are entirely focused towards solving some of the pressing issues that our country is facing, and that is what gets us going, and hence makes our job easy to attract the best talent, because it's not just a good career that we offer, but it's also an opportunity to make a difference. Look, it's been very difficult for students to manage during COVID. Online education has been very, very challenging. especially for those who've been going to colleges and completing their courses and degrees or other programs. I'm a father of 3 kids, and I know that how much my kids have also struggled during this period. I can't speak for other organizations, but I will speak for Engro that this is not something which will prevent us from hiring talented people, and it's not going to be held against you in any way. In fact, what this period has shown to us is a lot of resilience by candidates like yourselves, and if anything, that you've managed to complete your degrees in such challenging periods, it talks a lot about your character. So I would not put myself down in any way. In fact, this is a time when all of us are learning to cope with these challenges. And if anything, this particular crisis has sort of pushed us into a corner and pushed us into the technological and digital age. And perhaps it was, from that perspective, it was needed. That's what we experienced at Engro also, that in terms of our reach to our dealers, our value chains, and our ability to also collaborate with each other really went up. And in some areas there were a lot of productivity gains. So I wouldn't want the students to think that they've missed out on any opportunity, or they will miss out on any opportunity. And would like to state again that this is an example of your resilience. So, all the best to you in your future careers.